Good evening, everybody. What's going on, fight fans? Welcome to Combat Misfits. How is everybody doing? I would like to introduce my fellow host, Chris Thedick. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
And my producer tonight, Taylor. What's going on, man?
How we doing?
We are doing well. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. We are live on YouTube. For all you guys watching on YouTube, go hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for all notifications so you're aware when we go live twice a week. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify. We are on Facebook. We are on everywhere you can watch us. We are there. Just Google Combat Misfits, and we always have content for you.
And also, too, guys, if you guys are not going to be watching the Miesha Tate fight on ESPN Plus, we're going to live stream it this weekend. So if you guys don't have it, man, just tune into us. We'll have it.
Yes. So let's get into these. We've got UFC Vegas 43 this weekend. We have Sean Porter versus Terrence Crawford for the WBO welterweight championship of the world. Possibly Terrence Crawford's biggest test. We shall see. You know, this is his first big named opponent. We'll get into that as well. And we've got a lot of other fight news to go over with the anticipation of the next December 11th UFC 269, as well as the Jake Paul fight coming up.
The 18th.
Yeah. We've got a hell of a lot of content coming up and a lot of great fights to look forward to. So we're going to dive right into it and get right down to the nitty and gritty right now. So we got UFC Vegas 43 this weekend, and it is live at the Apex once again. You know, they love getting into that Apex, you know, so there will not be too much of a crowd. You know,
also, too, like, I wonder if any of our people who watch been there. Like, if you have, man, tell us how all the Apex is. I heard it's beautiful there. So if you guys have been in there, let us know. I'm interested to know how all it is in there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they don't do a big crowd. They keep it small, you know, regardless of the COVID regulations that have been, you know, dismissed pretty much. But, you know, they keep it cheap, you know. They keep it cheap. It works for them at the Apex, so they continue doing it. So this weekend, we've got Ketlin Vieira versus the return of Miesha Cupcake Tate, as well as we got a bomb of a fight. Do not sleep on this fight. We've got Michael Chiesa facing Philly's own Sean Brady, 14-0, baby. I'm so excited for him to be back in action this weekend. Oh, my God. So there's pretty much a few fights on this card to look forward to. You know, I'm going to dive right into the main event. We're going to cover that. We're going to give our thoughts, our predictions. Everybody in the chat, you know, chime in, give your predictions. Let us know how you feel about these fights coming up this weekend. So, Ketlin Vieira, she's trying to make a name off of Miesha Tate, man. She's trying to make a name off of Miesha Tate.
She really is, man.
And what other way to get to that top? Now, look, when you're talking about the bantamweight division, you're talking about the GOAT, the champion, Amanda Nunes. Miesha Tate's already been there, bro.
She has.
She didn't look that good. So let's get into this because I'm super excited for Miesha Tate to come back into the UFC after her retirement, I guess, if you want to call it.
Well, she had a baby. I don't say retirement. She had a baby.
She had a baby. She went over to ONE FC, became the vice president over there. She had a lot of big things going on. She didn't need to fight no more.
She doesn't.
She did. She became the champion. But she's back in it, you know, and she's trying, I guess, to go against Amanda Nunes. She's only in this for one more shot at the belt, you would think, right? I mean, what else?
No, stop.
Why'd she come back, man? Come on.
Came back to get her name back in the mix. She's not going to get
what? The title shot.
No, stop. Dude, sometimes it's not all about the title. It's like everybody else.
It's about the title.
It's about the money. She don't want the belt.
What? She was making over six figures.
Right.
Being the vice president of
She
one
probably
FC.
still is.
She had a better opportunity over where she was, brother. Let's be real.
But missed the competition. Like, here's the thing, right?
She missed the competition.
She missed the competition. She's a competitor. She wants to get in there. She ain't trying to fight nobody top notch. This chick's not top notch.
Yeah, she is. She's number 7. And Misha Tate's number 8.
Top notch.
She's going for the belt, brother. But look. What else is there? Why come back?
Get paid.
It's not to get paid.
What is it to do?
She was making significant money doing what she was doing.
When you're a competitor, you're always going to be a competitor.
But not for necessarily money. She ain't need money.
What else should she do? If she's a competitor, what's she going to do? Play ping pong?
No, she's going for the championship. She's trying. She's trying to get back in that title shot, man.
No shot. I probably would almost say she'll never sniff it again. She won't sniff it.
Oh, she'll sniff it. Because like we've said, there ain't no contenders for Amanda, bruh. Ain't no contender. She's fighting a number 5. Misha Tate's a number 8. She's not far from that spotlight, dude. She's not. I get it. You may think she's in there to get paid.
Yeah.
I don't think so. When you're making 6 figures and you don't have to get up and get punched in the face every day, but then you come back to the UFC, there's a hunger. There's a hunger for more than money. There's
competitive nature. That's exactly what it is. Competitive nature. She wants to go somewhere where she can compete. And that's where she's more confident in, fist fighting people.
So you don't think she's trying to get that title shot?
No. I think she's just there to put on a show for the fans because that's what she likes to do.
Yeah, because
everybody
loves getting punched in the face, right?
Some people do. Yeah. That's the thing. People like it. You might not like it. People like it. There's times where people go to a bar and they look out for a fight. They go to a bar to pick a fight. They don't go there to drink and have a goofy-ass time and have fun. They go there to pick a fight.
It takes a different kind of human being to do that.
Yeah, it's people who have...
God bless them.
The people who are mental. No, the people like those losers who go to a bar to pick a fight, you're a loser. You're not there to have fun. You're trying to pick on someone and just try to fight with somebody, and that's what you want to do. Not saying that's what Misha's doing, but Misha Tate's going out there to compete and get back in the mix because she misses it. It's like the NFL players. When they retire, they miss football. They try to come back and they retire because that's what they do. They're competitive, and that's what they want to do and get paid to do something that they love. That's what Misha's doing. Misha's not going to sniff the title again.
You don't think so?
No.
Come on. Let's be realistic, brother.
That's realistic.
She was making so much money. It
doesn't matter about the money. She misses competitiveness.
Doing things her way in the ONE FC. Making the rules that...
Doesn't mean she can fight there.
No, she didn't. She came back...
For what? And you're asking me why? She came back to have competitive fights. Nothing more, nothing less. She's not going for that title.
God, I wish we had Misha Tate on this show right now.
Me too.
I wish
she probably would tell you the same... Well, that's the thing. Hold on. That's the thing. Like, she thinks she's going to come on here and say, no, fuck the title. No, she's not going to say that. She's going to say she wants it. I'm telling you, in the back of her mind, she's like, I don't want that. I'm just going to do my thing, make bank, and put on good fights for the fans because that's what I want to do. She ain't calling out Nunes. She ain't calling top 2.
You don't think she'll call out Nunes if she wins this weekend?
No.
You don't think so?
No shot.
You don't even think she'll mention her name?
I don't think she's even sniff her again.
Ooh,
no.
You be making some bold predictions.
I make great predictions. Most of the time I'm right. I'm 90% success rate. She ain't calling her out.
Oh shit! May I bring up UFC 268?
Go for it.
I was right, man.
You were right. Can't deny it.
But you are right on a lot of predictions. So, Ketlin Vieira. She's a black belt in both BJJ and judo, right?
Yep.
This chick ain't no joke for Misha Tate.
Yeah, that's Misha Tate's kryptonite, judo. She can't beat Ronda. Joke.
She can't beat Ronda.
she couldn't beat Ronda.
She couldn't beat Amanda. She won the belt off of Holly Holm. Yeah. So let's talk about this bantamweight because I was looking back at the fights, right, over the past couple years and how, things have played out. So Ronda Rousey, right, lost the belt to Holly Holm.
Yeah.
Holly Holm lost the belt to Misha Tate. Misha Tate lost the belt to Amanda Nunes.
And look at this now.
And look at
touched it since.
nobody's touched her since. Amanda Nunes has not lost since 2013, I think.
Cat Zingano, baby.
Yeah, or
Beat
it's
the brakes off that
2013,
bitch.
Yeah. So I mean, look, when you're talking about the GOAT, it's really hard to say that Misha Tate stands a chance. She's 35 years old. Right. That's why I think she's in this for something more than just a competitive nature. Only because she knows her time is thin. Wearing very thin, man.
So what's your take? You think she's taking a title run?
I think she's on a title run. Do I ever think she's going to beat Amanda?
No.
Absolutely not.
I don't think Misha's going to sniff the title again. I don't. I think she's going to just stay in the middle of the pack.
I mean, if Ketlin Vieira wins this weekend, Misha Tate going to go home, bro. Misha Tate going to go home. And I don't see her getting back in that title contention mention ever again,
What do you mean by go home? Like she'll retire if she loses?
I just, not necessarily retire, but if she has those thoughts of possibly fighting Amanda again, she loses at the Ketlin Vieira, she's going to take a few spots back. I
don't think she gives a shit.
I don't think she gives a shit either.
I think win or lose, she'll stay in the middle of the pack. That's it. I don't think she's going to... I think she'll move up a little bit because she has to, because that's how rankings work. But I just don't think she's going to say, hey, I want to fight the number 2 fighter. Oh, I'm ready for the champ. I don't see that. I think she's going to stay right in the middle of the pack.
She may. I mean, because like I said, there isn't really much contendership with Amanda Nunes. There's nobody, bro.
Well, no.
So like when you think about it, like Ketlin Vieira, she is number 7, but she's young and hungry. She's 30 years old. She's only got 2 losses in her record. So the division's crazy. So she last lost to Yana Kuntsakaya back on February 20th. She then has lost to Irene Aldana before that. And these are all like, where Aspen Ladd is also in the mention in the
but
top.
She can't make weight.
She can't make weight. So it's like this division is very murky. And that's why, like, we got in that argument on Sunday about Valentina. Look, I ain't even going to mention it. It is what it is. If it happens, it happens. However, the division's very murky for Amanda. So, like I say, like, it's difficult to think that she has really anybody out there that can compete to her, So I only see maybe Amanda Nunes doing 2 more fights. I mean, maybe she'll defend the featherweight belt if she even defends it. Dana White was kind of like, we'll see where Amanda stands in December after she defends her belt. They may do away with the featherweight division. Well, there's no contenders for there.
And Nunes is probably going to retire before she loses. She's going to retire. Like after this win, I can see her retiring because, like we said in previous shows, there's no other else. Misha Tate's not going to sniff her. The other contender's not going to be able to beat Nunes. It's just getting silly now. She's just going to retire before Kayla Harrison moves over and fights her. That ain't going to happen either. So, like, we're in the mix of who's next.
There really isn't nobody, man. Nobody for Amanda. Like, when you look at her division, right? So you've got Germaine Duraname. She beat Germaine. Beat Holly Holm. Beat Irene Aldana. Juliana Penne was number 5 over the weekend. They did move her up, respectively. So, Juliana Penne, she's never faced before. So we'll see what she's going to dispatch her, in my opinion.
If Julia Penne wants to beat Nunes, watch the Cat Zingano fight, take notes.
Yeah.
And beat her. Everyone keeps saying, oh, Nunes is the greatest fighter of all time. She can be beat.
She can be beat.
Look at Cat Zingano's resume and watch that fight again. She beat the brakes off of Nunes. She weathered the storm the first round, and then you watch after the second, after that, she beats on Nunes. And Nunes was like, give me a break. She can't beat.
There's nobody, man. So it's to say that, look, Misha Tate did lose to Ronda Rousey twice. She lost once against Amanda. I mean, can she get back in the title picture and fight Amanda? Who knows? No. I don't think even if she does, I'm sorry, Misha, I don't think you're winning. I don't see nobody beating Amanda Nunes. You know,
I think Julia Penne has the best chance. People might think I'm crazy. She has the best chance. She's a wrestler. She's not a grounder, a striker. She wants to get you on the ground and beat on you.
Yeah.
That is your best chance to beat Nunes.
And it's Brazilian versus Brazilian, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Julia Penne is Brazilian. So.
Right. Kat Zingano threw Nunes on her back, and she was like a turtle. She couldn't get up. She just can't get up.
She can't.
So I don't know if Nunes trained on that to get back up, but Julia Penne is very good on the ground. She could beat Nunes. She has the recipe to beat her. It's just you have to get past that onslaught of her striking repetitively like she does. It's the only thing you have to do. Survive the first round. You're probably going to beat Nunes if you can get her on the ground. That's the big if you can get her down.
So your prediction, Misha Tate versus Ketlin Vieira. Who do you think's winning? Who you think? You think old style Misha Tate's going?
I don't know, but Vera has the recipe to beat her as well because Misha Tate sucks against judo. I don't know what it was about Ronda. She just couldn't beat her.
Yeah.
So
I think she was. It wasn't Misha Tate submitted by Amanda Nunes.
I think she got knocked out.
Did she?
I'm pretty sure she got knocked out. I'm not sure. I think she got knocked out though.
I thought she got choked out. I thought
she could have. I don't know.
Got choked out by. Maybe it was Misha Tate that choked out Holly Holm.
She did choke out Holly Holm.
Yeah. And that was on the same card that Connor got choked out by
Nate
Diaz. Yeah. So I don't know. Look, let's be real. Misha Tate's coming up in age. We're gonna have to see. In my personal opinion, I think Misha Tate will take the victory, but Ketlin Vieira is nobody to sleep on. Yo, she's young and hungry. And she's done a lot of changes in her life. She's changed camps, and she's trying to get in that title picture. I don't really know. Like, it's tough when you talk about the bantamweight division. It really is. There's absolutely not a shot of any of these women beating Amanda Nunes. So, I mean, we're gonna have to find out.
But you're overlooking Julia Penne. You're saying all these other girls, Julia Penne can beat Nunes. If she gets her down, guarantee.
If she gets hit. See, that's the thing, right? These women come in with a game plan, right, against Amanda Nunes. Mm-hmm. They come in with a strategic, thorough game plan.
Yeah.
They get hit by Amanda Nunes, and that game plan goes out the effing window. There is not a shot. Their whole game plan is like, wait, what? I wasn't expecting that.
Well, I think she hits harder than they expect. But if you can stick to your game plan, get her on the ground. I'm pretty sure Julia Penne is going to shock the world.
Yeah, possibly, maybe. I mean, that's a bold-ass prediction, and if you're going to put money on that, put that money on there, because I'm telling you, Amanda Nunes
put $100 on that Julia Penne shocks the world.
Not my money, bro. Nah, you do that through
I might
FanDuel.
do it. I'm probably going to do it. Because Julia Penne has the recipe to beat her. Because everyone says, oh, Nunes is so good, no one beat her ever. She lost as Kat Zingano.
Yeah. She has 2 losses.
Beat the brakes off her.
Doesn't she? Wait, no, she has 4 losses on her record.
Yeah, but
right?
she hasn't lost for a bit, though.
Yeah, she hasn't lost for a while.
That's the
I
big
think her
thing.
last defeat was Kat Zingano.
Who knows? I might go to the casino and bet Julia Penne beats, just money line, beats Nunes straight up.
It would shock the freaking world.
It would shock the world.
You thought Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm, when Holly Holm knocked her out, you thought that shocked the world. Nah, man.
No, what fight do you think shocked the world? What fight in the UFC you think shocked the world?
Shocked the world.
Just stunned everyone. It was like, whoa.
Oh, I mean, it was that Ronda Rousey.
You think?
Recently. We can go way back.
No, I'm talking about like early. Yeah, all right. Go. How far you want to go back? I could name a few that shocked the world.
I definitely could. But I mean, as strong as everybody thought Ronda Rousey was, she got lit up, bro. Her submission game didn't mean shit against Holly Holm's striking, her boxing, her kick, all her kicks. I mean, she had kicked the shit out of her and knocked her flat out, bro.
Yeah.
And then I mean, changed Ronda Rousey's whole game plan. She came back, she lost
Yeah.
again, she came back, and then she went to the WWE. It significantly shocked the world.
You think that knockout shocked the world?
I think that shocked the world. I do. Not in like any more than, let's say,
I'll tell you one.
Yeah, give me one.
Jose Aldo getting knocked out in 14 seconds by Conor McGregor.
But we almost like saw that shit. We almost saw
You
it.
did not know. There is no one on this earth can tell me you saw him getting knocked out in 14 seconds.
It definitely shocked the world. I will admit it, because Jose Aldo was such
Undefeated for 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
10 years. Got flatlined.
10 years.
For all you guys watching out there, give us your thoughts. What fight do you think shocked the world the most?
Right.
Like any boxing.
Here's another one, right? Anderson Silva losing to Chris Weidman.
That shocked the world. But
shocked the world.
Anderson Silva was playing some effing games in that, yo.
Yeah, he was playing games.
He was playing games, and then he, it's just crazy.
Damn.
And then snapped his leg, and then Chris Weidman snapped his leg. Like that
Karma. That's karma.
That whole saga is just crazy.
Yeah, I was just interested to hear what anyone else has to say. What knockout shocked the world?
Yes.
What fight shocked the world? Is like what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
I still think it's Jose Aldo. Like Jose Aldo's undefeated for 10 years, comes up, and he's like talking trash with Conor. That whole embedded series was incredible. And then he comes and he says, "I'm gonna knock you out with one punch. Watch." Boom, got him. One punch, gone. Good night.
And then
Shocked the world.
Conor went into predicting almost every fight, knocked out Eddie Alvarez. Went
Double
up,
champ,
went
yeah.
up, went up and became.
That wasn't surprising though. I thought he was gonna beat Eddie, even though I have respect for Eddie for being a Philly guy and everything. But I kind of felt that Conor was gonna beat his ass.
Like I said before,
No
man,
offense.
that mentality is half the battle right there. If you're able to get in somebody's head like Conor was and be like, just destroy them mentally.
Well, I think that's what it is that the fight game is more mental. I strongly believe, it's physical, of course, but it is primarily mental. Like, if your head's not in the fight, like, oh, dude, I think I'm going to lose. I'm not going to beat this guy. You already lost. You're probably going to get worked.
Yeah.
I think you have to be confident in yourself. Like, oh, this guy don't got shit on me. I'm going to whoop your ass. You ain't going to talk shit to me. And all that shit. I don't know. That's how my preference.
Yeah.
It's
I
a lot of
agree,
mental.
man. I agree. So, in the co-main event, let's get into this because I'm super freaking hyped, man. Super freaking hyped for this fight. I've been waiting for Sean Brady to make his return, man. He's 4-0 in the UFC. This dude's undefeated, 14-0, right?
Sean Brady.
But he ain't fighting no-namer, bruh. Michael Chiesa ain't no freaking joke.
Middle pack.
Look. So, Michael Chiesa's number 6. Sean Brady's number 14. This will be one of his biggest opponents, name-wise, that he will face.
Full for Sean Brady.
Yeah, it's his way to get up there, bro, in the welterweight division. You know? It's his way to make a name for himself.
Yep.
So, Michael Chiesa is 33 years old. Sean Brady is a young gun, 28. 28.
I ain't too young, but I see what you're saying.
And I think if I'm correct, Sean Brady turns 29 on November 23rd. So,
Right.
what is it? After this fight, he will turn.
Chris, you're a hooker. Thank you so much.
I don't even know who that was.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Thanks for the comment, I guess. So, Michael Chiesa is 18-5. Michael Chiesa has only lost 2 fights in a row once in his career, during which he has gone 18-5. Back to back to
18.
Kevin Lee and Anthony
Did
Pettis.
you like that one? That fight, Kevin Lee and Mike Chiesa?
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
I think it was more staged.
You think it was staged?
You know, that fight on the press conference and stuff? I think that was a little bit more, like, staged.
I mean, they're just trying to sell the shit.
No,
you
I
know?
get that.
Yeah,
I get it.
That's half the battle right there, is trying to sell the fight, trying to make, trying to draw in more tickets, be a draw for the UFC. Some people it works, some people don't. Kevin Lee tried to talk shit a lot, and then, he hasn't had the best run himself. And right now, I believe he is suspended by USADA for Adderall.
Right.
For being prescribed Adderall. So, I mean, it is what it is. However, so Sean Brady, baby. Sean Brady, Philly's own, is making his return. He's 4-0, dude. He hasn't really fought too many names. Jake Matthews, he walked through him submitted him with an arm triangle. That was back in March 6th. We haven't really seen him too much. I feel like, it may be hard for him to find fighters, in a way. I mean, nobody's really going to want to fight a 14-0 fighter,
Right.
So this is his way to get up there, and potentially make a name for himself and potentially be able to call out maybe Hamzat. No, man, I don't know. I mean, look, Hamzat's also trying to fight Gilbert Burns. He's trying to push himself up into the rankings. I mean, I don't know. Sean Brady ain't no fucking joke. He fights out of Renzo Gracie, my bad, in Philly, in the hood,
Yep.
in I guess it's, kind of Kensington area, I think Sean Brady's going to make a show, bro. I think he is, man.
So what are you saying? You think he's going to beat Mike Chiesa?
I don't know, man, but Michael Chiesa ain't no joke. When it comes to, he has more big fight experience. He's fought bigger names. Sean Brady's still coming up.
Well, yeah, he fought a lot of top fighters, but I just don't think Mike Chiesa is going to beat a hungry Sean Brady. Sean Brady's pretty tough cat himself.
Sean Brady,
he's hungry.
Yeah, he's hungry,
And he's going to get a name for himself after beating Mike Chiesa.
I think in this
I think
fight,
that's all it really is.
I think in this fight, we're going to see a lot of ground game action. I think we're going to see who gets the better advantage on the ground. Michael Chiesa, he's known to rise to the occasion when his back is against the wall. His back's going to be against the wall. He's fighting an undefeated fighter who doesn't know how to lose. And it just so happens, it's Sean Brady, man. Like, I think Sean Brady will dispatch him. I definitely do. I think he'll walk right through Michael Chiesa.
You think it's a walkthrough? I don't think it's a walkthrough.
I
think he'll beat him. I just don't think it's a walkthrough.
I don't know.
That's a hard.
We're gonna find out who has the better advantage on the ground. I mean, they're gonna
trained. I would say on the ground. They both have jiu-jitsu.
This is a way, like I said, to make him shoot up in the division. I mean, when you get a number 6 rank opponent, and you're not even in the top 10, like this is a way to really get up there. I feel like this is Sean Brady's moment, and a lot of people don't really know much about Sean Brady because, like I said, he was in Cage Fury Fighting Championship. He's only had 4 fights in the UFC, and they're all. He's dispatched them all.
Yeah.
He has all finishes. So I mean,
well, yeah, I think he's gonna have another strong finish after this one.
And they're all submissions. So like one of his first fights, Christian Aguilera, he choked him out with a guillotine choke. Now, I feel like COVID has put a damper on him. He wasn't really able to fight.
Well, he wasn't as active as he would like to be.
Yeah, he's only had 2 fights since August. So I mean, with this being his 3rd fight against Michael Chiesa. But Michael Chiesa ain't no joke. He's a former Ultimate Fighter winner. Like this is not a freaking small task for Sean Brady whatsoever.
No.
And I still think Sean Brady possibly may really show his colors and walk through him. I think if he takes him down to the ground, he's going to show that Philly strong style, baby. And he's gonna submit this dude. If I had to guess, I don't see it making it out. I don't see it making it past the 3rd round. I don't see it. Like, I see it ending before the 3rd round. I don't see this going.
Go to decision?
I don't think this will go to the decision. No.
I just have a feeling it might go to decision because they're both relatively good on the ground, and Sean Brady's gonna probably try to take Mike Chiesa down to the ground because he's taller. But I think it might be Sean Brady decision.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a finish. This fight's gonna be a long one.
I mean, I don't see Michael Chiesa winning. Michael Chiesa hasn't had the best run, but when you look at his opponents, he has a lot of tough fights, since he's been in the UFC. I mean, he lost against Vicente Luque back on August 7th. And let's be real, I mean, he lost by submission. So, I mean, if Sean Brady gets him down to the ground, I think he can submit him. I think this will end in a submission with one of them. And I think it just so happens to be Sean Brady that will get this victory, man.
It's hard to see.
Yeah.
I can't see
You
it.
can't see a submission. They both have good ground game.
I understand
They're
that.
gonna
That's what I
test
think
each
it's going to be. I think it's just going to be a submission after submission and all that. I think it's going to be a really, no offense to either one. I think it's going to be a boring fight.
You
They're
think
going
so?
to be laying on each other. Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be lay and pray. Lay and pray and hope for a win on the scorecards. I think that's how the fight's going to be.
I think Sean Brady's so young and hungry that I don't think he's going to allow this.
Mike Cass has no joke on the ground either. That's why I'm
Yeah,
saying. I agree with you. I think Sean Brady will probably win, but I just don't think it's going to be as a finish as you may think.
This dude just didn't become 14-0 for nothing. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree, but he's fighting top fighters now, so it's going to be a little bit harder for Sean Brady to win.
Yeah.
So Mike Cass is a vet, so it's not like he's fighting no bum.
So when you look at the welterweight division,
What
right?
up, Joe?
Oh, yo, what's going on, Joe? How are you? Thanks for tuning in. So when you look at the welterweight division, he is number 14. You know, he's Khamzat Chimaev is number 10, right? So I think he did some interviews where I think somebody mentioned Khamzat's name, and he was just like, I ain't scared of that, dude. Like, if we decide to fight, I'm going to fight him. Like,
What do you want the fighters to say? I don't want to fight that guy. That guy's too tough. You want him to say that?
I
don't see any fighter saying that ever to anyone.
What?
If someone's in your weight division, I've never.
Well, they're not gonna out and about, admit that they ain't gonna fight this dude, But Sean Brady basically said, "Look, dude, like I'm 14-0, and Khamzat's what 11-0."
Yeah.
So I mean,
I agree with Joe. Joe, that shit is no joke, man. That is some crazy shit. Zach Stacy beating on his woman.
Oh.
Dude, he body slammed her on the kid's playset.
I heard about that. Yeah.
That guy, man, put him in the octagon with Francis Ngannou for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see how long you last.
Let's see how he lost. Yeah, I'm saying.
That guy needs a beating. And I'm not going to get into it because I know it's our dark ass rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But dude, that guy is a loser. That guy is a loser. I would like to put hands on him.
Oh yeah.
You're a goof.
Anybody
you're a straight goof.
Anybody that's a woman beater, man, they're a piece of shit. Let's
Dude,
be real.
and it wasn't even that he put hands on her though. He manhandled her.
Oh yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, he
threw her against
really...
the TV stand. The TV fell on her. Dude, when he picked her up and did like a wrestling move, a spine buster on her. Dude, the baby fell out of her hands. Dude, you're a dork. You're a loser. Do you go to prison? Do you think you're so tough because you're a football player? It ain't 1-on-1. It ain't 2-on-1. It might be 5-on-1, and then they're asking you for money, or they're going to beat you up every day, and you have to pay them to leave you alone.
Well, once he goes to jail, they're going to find
dork.
out what he did, and they don't play nice with those motherfuckers.
He's a loser.
So
straight loser.
Yeah, I agree.
Next topic. I can't get into that.
Yeah, women beaters, they're a piece of shit.
I can't stand it.
And I ain't down with it. So, I think Sean Brady will take this victory. Look, this card, besides these two names, we don't really have much to talk about on this UFC card.
But would you watch it, or would you say, watch some basketball or some hockey or football this season? I know there's college football on that day, on Saturday. So you watching the UFC fights, or you're like,
Well, I'm gonna be watching the UFC fights because I'm a hardcore fight fan, and if you're a hardcore fight fan, you'll be there. Now, if you're a hardcore college football, you know where you'll be at. So, I mean, I will be there. It's an early card. Prelims start at 3. Main card starts at 6 p.m. It's early, and it's early for a freaking reason because of what we're about to get into.
Yeah.
So,
Of course, I'm gonna watch it. I think I might flip back and forth because all the other fights, I'm like, but the co-main event and the main event, I'll probably watch for sure.
Yeah.
It's just the other ones, I'm like, I'll watch. I'll probably watch it here and there. I'll just keep flipping through the channels and stuff, just to keep saying I saw it. But man, this card's kind of lackluster in my opinion. I just
It is. I'm thankful that Sean Brady's on that card, man, because I've been waiting for his fight. I was waiting for him to announce his fight. We've been trying to potentially get him on the show. We're a bunch of MMA nobodies right now, so I mean, he kind of
We're
just
the Misfits.
Yeah, MMA Misfits. So I mean, maybe he'll come on the show eventually, possibly, and show some love to a Philadelphia podcast. We'll find out. So, also, I want to talk about this one fight. It's kind of on the card. I only want to mention this because of Valentino Shevchenko. So Joanne Calderwood, which her name has been changed because she married a guy named Wood. So now her name is Joanne Wood instead of Calderwood. And she's fighting Tala Santos. Joanne Calderwood is the only one not to fight Valentino Shevchenko.
Well, she hasn't been on a win streak lately. She's been...
Yeah, she's win-loss, win-loss, win-loss,
Right.
win-loss. Yeah, I mean, she's had a tough run in the UFC. But I think I like her chances of winning this fight against Tala Santos. However, she doesn't have a good opportunity because Tala Santos is 18-1 and only lost one time.
Right. Calderwood, or Joanne Wood, should I say,
Yeah.
is that she has she's like the gatekeeper of that division. Like, I've always seen her fight lower, people who are coming into the UFC and lower talented UFC fighters. She's more of a gatekeeper because she's been on that UFC show, The Ultimate Fighter in the beginning, and she's stuck around. She's win, lose. And people like her because she's like almost like a fan favorite because she goes all in. And that's cool and everything, but if you're not winning, you're pretty much going to start becoming a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
So, I mean, will we potentially see her win this fight and maybe fight Valentino?
No.
There's nobody for Valentino, man. There's nobody in this division, man. There's nobody. She's wrecked all 5. Valentino Shevchenko has beaten all 5 in the division, except for Joanne Wood. So I mean, what's to make? Look, I know we said it. You said it. You don't want to make the Amanda Nunes fight.
I do not. It doesn't make sense. It makes 0 sense.
I know. I get your opinion. So, I respect your opinion.
I understand that. I'm just trying to get you to see my point. So
I see your point. She ain't gonna win against Amanda. I see that point. But
it's the same principle. If Adesanya tore his division, right?
Yeah.
We both agree on that.
Yeah.
What did he do? He jumped up and lost
to Jan Blachowicz.
He didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
So guess what? If they both tear up their divisions again, Adesanya tears up his division again, they fight again, Blachowicz wins again, you're going to tell me you want to see a third fight?
No.
Then why do you say you want to see another fight of Valentino Shevchenko versus Nunes?
Because women's fighting is different.
No, it's the same principle.
It's the same principle. However, when you're talking about the GOAT, and I'm not getting into this. You're not sucking me into this, all right? We've got other shit to comment or talk about, and we've only got 20 minutes. So that's the UFC card. I would buy in. I would at least watch it. Watch.
I say tune in for the co and main. Everything else you can watch: college football, hockey, basketball, whatever else is on.
I mean, if you're subscribed to ESPN Plus, it's already free. You know,
but you can still flip through the channels and just go back to it.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be other content on, but it is a great card. Somewhat.
Subpar.
I mean, you got to make you got to have these other people fight.
Right.
That are we're not mentioning. You got to have these guys fight to become a bigger name so that we can talk about them. But, we'll see what happens, But I want to get into this fight because this is a big boxing weekend.
Yeah, Sean Porter.
Very big boxing weekend. Mm-hmm. Do not sleep on this boxing fight. Sean Porter versus Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's 37-0. 37 wins, no defeats. Sean Porter is going to be his biggest test, Chris. His biggest test.
I know. I'm not saying anything different.
And I want to mention this because it's very hard. This is a step forward in Crawford's career. He's in my opinion, and he's also recognized by a lot of other people as boxing's pound-for-pound fighter right now. Boxing's pound-for-pound fighter. Yes, I know Canelo exists. Yes, I know. But Terrence Crawford is on a run, baby. And he's struggled to find top-tier opponents. And this is largely to do because he's with top-rank promotions, and most of the top welterweights are in Premier Boxing Champions. So it's difficult to get those two to collaborate and get great boxing fights for Terrence Crawford. So, in walks Sean freaking Porter. Sean freaking Porter ain't no joke. two-time WBO champion. He's been there, done that, bro. I mean, I'm interested to see your thoughts, Chris, on what Terrence Crawford brings to this big name.
I think Sean Porter gets bodied.
What?
Crawford's all power, man. He has a lot of knockouts. He's a power hitter. He goes in for the kill. I think Sean Porter has a long night.
I think so too. I do. I don't see Sean Porter beating Terrence Crawford. You know, look, when there's a guy named Errol Spence Jr. who exists in Premier Boxing Champions, and Terrence Crawford should eventually fight him if the timing spans out. You know,
Right.
This is Terrence Crawford's last fight on Top Rank Promotions. This is his last fight. After this fight, I think he should go sign with Premier Boxing Champions. There's more people out there for him to fight. You know, it's really hard to see any growth in Terrence Crawford if he stays with Premier or Top Rank Promotions. It's difficult to say. I mean,
Yeah, I think he might. I think he's gonna switch to Premier Boxing.
yeah. I mean, I don't see any way for him to not do that. I mean, does he sign with PBC with the potential to fight an Errol Spence Jr., Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Yordenis Ugaias? All these fighters are on, I believe, Terrence Crawford's radar. They should be, you know. There's really nobody else in Top Rank Promotions for him. Terrence Crawford has 28 KOs, and he's coming. Look, they're both 34 years old.
Yeah.
So in boxing, I mean, time is ticking for both of these guys.
Yeah, I think boxing. I think there's more of an age limit than there is in UFC. Like UFC, I think Chuck Liddell fought until he was like in his 40s. When you're looking at boxing, I think they mostly stop around like 38, 39.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% on that. I could be 100% wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it goes. Like they don't go too long.
But you would think, right? You would think Terrence Crawford would like to unify this belt, you know, against Errol Spence Jr. You think these two would fight, you know, eventually. It would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have to see. I mean, in the chat, please give your thoughts. Do you think Terrence Crawford signs with Premier Boxing Champions? Is that the smartest decision for Terrence Crawford? I mean,
It has to be. That's more money is for him. Right there, yeah, he's getting paid a lot of good money where he's at, but Premier Boxing will probably give him a significantly amount more than he's making now.
I think so.
I strongly feel that way. I think he's going to make a ton more money where he's at.
This is what his way in because Sean Porter fights for Premier Boxing Champions. So it's like a Premier Boxing Champions fighter.
It's almost like a tryout for him to see if he can want. Well, here's the thing. He could go to Premier Boxing, but they have to offer him something to go there too. He can't just go there. They have to offer him something.
I mean, as they should. I mean, he's the WBO champion, you know, and he's you know.
Well, it depends who gives him the most money. That's where you go. Your contract's up after this fight. So you have other organizations that might offer you XXX amount of money, and you just take whatever has the most money because obviously it's all about the money. Every sport is all about the money. You can say, "Oh, I love the game." I understand that, but you want the money as well.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, I get it. And when you have the belt, you want the money. You know, he's already been there, done that. So we're going to have to see where Terrence Crawford stands after this fight. And my prediction, Terrence Crawford KOs Sean Porter. I think.
What round? Do you have a round?
I'm going to go with by the 6th round. I don't know a round per round. I really don't because I don't know how Terrence Crawford's going to come out, but I'm pretty sure he's going to jab him up, piece him up, and Sean Porter is not. You know, Sean Porter ain't no joke either. You know, he's only got 3 losses on his record. You know. And he lost, you know, to Keith Thurman. He's been there with Errol Spence Jr. He's lost against Errol Spence Jr. Back in 2019. So, I mean, he's been with these top. This isn't new, you know. These title fights ain't new for him, you know. He's had both these belts. before. I think he had the IBF belt as well as I think the WBO or the WBC. Look, I was going over it last night. There are so many belts in this division. I've talked about this before. It's crazy. The WBO is stacked with champions that in the future Terrence Crawford could face, So we're going to have to see. But I would buy into this pay-per-view. I would. I really would. I think this is a big fight in the welterweight division. Ever since Manny Pacquiao took the walk, and retired, props to him. I think this is he passed up the potential to fight. Manny Pacquiao passed it up against Errol Spence Jr., and he had that possibility. But I think it was Errol Spence who pulled out or something, if I'm not mistaken. But that's the way that I think this should go. I think Terrence Crawford will win. I think he'll become 38-0, and then I think his smartest move is yo, Errol Spence, where you at, bro? Where you at? Stop.
You think he calls him out?
I think so. I think so. I really do.
He could. Well, I don't see that many boxers call out anybody. It's rare when they say, "Oh, I'll fight Pacquiao any day of the week." "Oh, I want to fight Mayweather." It's very rare when you see a boxer call out another fighter.
But see, here's the thing, right? They did their press conference yesterday, right? They did their press conference between Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford. It was the nicest press conference. They literally didn't talk trash on either.
Like, I have so much respect for Porter. He's like, I have respect for Crawford, man. It's going to be a good fight. Man, that's not how you sell a fight. Like, you got to be like, I'm going to knock him out in the 4th round, 5th round.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a banger. And the same thing with Porter, man. You guys got to talk some trash, man. It sells a fight. Like, look at Tyson Fury and Wilder. They're like, I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't like you. And then even after the fight, Wilder's like, I don't respect you, man. No love. I don't respect you. I don't like you. Don't respect you. Nothing. Don't talk to me. And Fury's like, I respect the hell out of you, man. You knocked me down, man. It was a great fight. Props to you. We sold the fight and everything. And Wilder's like, I don't like you. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
And that's how you sell a fight. And I love that Wilder's staying true to himself. Like, he's like, I don't like Fury. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. I'm a real G. I like that. I got so much more respect for Wilder for doing that. Like, and that's what you do in boxing, right? I don't like that either, where you're like, respect to you, man. Like, you kicked my ass. I respect that. Man, don't touch me. Don't talk to me. If you beat my ass, I don't want to talk to you. I'll fight you again. I want to run it back. I don't want to talk to you. Don't touch me. I think that's how it should be.
So, yeah, that's how it should be, but this isn't how this fight's going to go, and we're going to have to see basically what happens next, for Terrence Crawford. But buy into that fight. I think it's an important fight to watch in the boxing spotlight, with all these celebrity boxing fights going on. This is a serious potential fight right there. And I have my eye on Terrence Crawford to continue his undefeated record. We only got 10 minutes left in this show. So I would like to really get people's thoughts on this, because I read that Canelo Alvarez has been approved to fight 2 divisions up for the cruiserweight title.
As he should.
And become a champion in 5 divisions, 5 weight divisions. This is a significant chance at really securing his legacy as potentially one of the best in the world,
Well, which I think is right. Like, you want him to wait for Benavidez? Like, Benavidez is not ready for Canelo. People can troll all they want. He's not ready for Canelo. Stop.
You don't
People,
think Benavidez is ready?
Wake up. He's not ready for Canelo.
He's the number one.
He can be number one all he wants. He's not ready for Canelo. He fights. All right. Okay. We'll play devil's advocate. If he goes and fights Benavidez, right, and beats his ass like he did Plant, what do?
David Lemieux.
Another one.
Because
there's always going to be a new guy for him to fight. He wants to challenge himself. He thinks him being at this weight, he's just dominant. He is dominant. Plant didn't stand a chance with Canelo. And doesn't Plant have the same record as Benavidez? Yes. So you're telling me the same guy.
Wait, I think that David Benavidez is undefeated.
Doesn't matter. He's 30-0.
Yeah, but I mean,
Canelo has 25 more fights than him, just about.
All right. So a few days ago, the Canelo's trainer Eddie Renuso presented his request to the WBC this week for Alvarez to leapfrog 2 divisions to a straightaway title shot at cruiserweight. Such a fight could take place potentially next May.
Right.
These are all rumors, nothing concrete yet. Providing that the WBC allows Makubu to bypass Hung Makubu is the champion. He's not a big name. Look, he's not a big name at all. And most of these, fighters aren't, on the level of a big name like Canelo Alvarez. But he's allowed. Should Makubu be allowed to bypass an already ordered mandatory title fight with his mandatory challenger, Taibuso Michunu? I'm trying to get these right. Who asked for a postponement due to not being ready to fight by the end of this year. So Canelo had his trainer step in and be like, hey, I'm willing to step up 2 weight divisions to fight a cruiserweight champion of the world. What is your thoughts on that, Chris?
Best decision in his career.
You think so?
It would definitely make a significant change for him, even though I think he's probably one of the best anyway. But if he jumps up 2 weight divisions, fight the champ, and beat him, that's impressive. It's very impressive. But if he fights Benavidez, I think he's just going to stay stagnant in where he's at in his legacy. He needs a better challenge to cement himself. Someone who's a lot bigger in weight and in size gives you such a disadvantage than when you're in a lower weight class. So if he jumps up and wins, it's impressive. Same thing with when Conor McGregor did it. He jumped up. Everyone's like, oh, man, this guy is incredible. He's impressive. It's hard to go up weight and win. It's hard. You saw Sanya. He couldn't do it. Silva did it. Anderson Silva did it. He won 2 fights. He didn't fight no one top dog. He fought middle of the pack and won. Did he fight anybody top? No, he didn't. Why? Because he probably thought it was harder. So why not do the same thing? You go up weight, cement your place, prove that you can beat anyone and anyone, even in a higher weight class. Perfect. You fight Benavidez, I think he's just stagnant in his own division.
I mean, we're going to have to see. I mean, this will possibly, like I mentioned before the show to you, Chris, this will possibly set up an interim title fight between David Benavidez and the next highest contender, who is David Lemieux. David Lemieux is a former IBF middleweight title holder. So you can't keep, even though Canelo beat all his mandatory challengers this year, so he's clear to go up. Right. He's clear. He's 100% clear. He has no mandatory challengers, and right now, David Benavidez is not a mandatory challenger. He's just number 1 ranked.
Right. So why not have that interim fight, and then after Canelo's done with the cruiserweight, if he wins or loses, he comes back and fights Benavidez or Lemieux, who wins?
I think Canelo will be a 5-time division champion.
I think so too. I think he'll win the cruiserweight, go back down, beat the winner of them 2, and then just after he beats one of them, I think he would definitely win. Then he would just maybe hang him. Maybe he might hang the gloves up and say, "That's it for me. I'm done."
We'll have to see. I mean, I respect Canelo.
I can see that.
I respect Canelo for doing what he's been doing and winning in multiple divisions as a champion and just cementing his legacy. We're going to have to see where that stands. And that's not even a concrete fight. It's just a potential. It has been approved. So, I mean, if he goes for it, he's got the green light. He's got the green light. So, only a few more minutes into the show. I want to touch base right now on another potential fight that could happen. Floyd Money Mayweather and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. have verbally agreed
to fight.
I want to ask the fans out there, do you see interest in this fight? It'll be an exhibition fight.
It's Mayweather. Of course it's interesting.
It'll sell.
It's just Mayweather.
It'll sell?
Mayweather always sells his fights, man. Like, win, lose, whatever it is, people sell it. When he fought Jake Paul, it was a charade. Still sold a bunch. And it's gonna be the same thing with this one.
You think so?
There's no question. It's Mayweather. People want to see him win or lose. It doesn't matter. We talked about this 100 times on the show.
So, I don't even know how old Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. is.
Doesn't
matter. He's 59 years old.
Right, he's an old guy.
Holy crap. Are we going to see...
He's going to beat an old man. Stop.
Oh, my God.
Getting silly. It's getting silly. He's just trying to make money, and I understand that. Like, make your money, but come on, man. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, he doesn't have to defend that record, that undefeated record. You know, exhibition matches are exhibition matches. I mean, so
that's all it really is after that, man.
That's just another rumor right now. Hey, I mean, I saw the video online. You can Google it yourself, where they basically, fist pump and be like, yeah, we'll fight. I mean, will it come to fruition? Who knows? I mean, like you said, Floyd Money Mayweather. His ring name is money for a reason, you know.
Yeah, he makes all the money he can get.
So I mean, he
good for him too.
If it's a possibility, I mean, he will go against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. How old is Floyd? 50?
I think he's around 50.
I don't know. I mean, we're gonna have to say, yeah. I have not a clue. I think he's definitely in his 50s. Oh, he's 44? Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, Floyd. I'm sorry for calling you old, brother.
And he's fighting someone that's 60 is a joke.
Almost 60, yeah.
I mean,
joke. He'll be, but if this fight happens next summer in July, Julio Cesar Chavez Senior will be 60 years old. Who the freak knows? I mean, look, these are all rumors, but we're getting to the end of the show. I'd like to, thank Last Out Media, as well as Devereaux Sports Family. We've got great shows on this platform. Go search them up. We've got Gobbler Inc. We've got Sullivan Squad. We've got Breakfast and Body Slams. We've got Gobbler Inc. We've got a whole bunch of shows, as well as maybe Scrapple Boys may be back, and we also have the old school show.
The Sully Squad, the old school show, Wrestling Body Slams, us on Wednesdays and Sundays. The Sully Squad's on Monday, old school shows on Tuesday, Wrestling Body Slams on Thursdays. And Saturdays, I think, is Union Talk with Austin. If you guys like soccer or anything, on Saturday.
I think it'll be Austin and Gus live on
Sundays. And Sunday morning at 10 a.m. is the Combat Misfits. And Wednesdays we are on at 6 p.m. So if you guys don't like what you hear, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Hit us up, man.
Breakfast and Body Slams will be live tonight. Go search them up. They're a great show, man. I mean, is it Survivor Series this week? I know one of the pay-per-views is coming up. I'm trying to catch up with, but that's why we have Breakfast and Body Slams. So for Chris, for me, Dave, for everybody here at Last Out, have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.